Hey everybody, Red here, and today we're going to be talking about Metal Max. It's a game for the NES that came out in 1991, and it was translated by a group, and I started playing it and really enjoyed it. It is pretty much Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior with tanks. And that's, to me, was what makes it special. Is it took something that I already knew about and then added on to it. You know, you get to modify your tanks, you get to upgrade your tanks. Your tank can break, as you can obviously see that I'm having a tank prepared right now. But you know, it's palate cleansing, I'll say, because I've not seen a game like this before, and it's just kind of like, this is really great. Because that ultimately is what sells this to me, is that, hey, you get to upgrade and modify a tank, and then you get to drive around the countryside in a post-apocalyptic world, and you get to kill post-apocalyptic monsters. You know, there's plenty of guns and frames and tanks. And there's even some non-tanks. There's like a bus and a APC and a buggy. You can kind of see here that, you know, there's kind of an ambulance and like an all-terrain video. There's a buggy. There's the first tank. There's a tank that you can buy for an insanely kind of, you know, price. They have the dog system. I think it's on Mickey. Oh, I want Panzer. The dog system, and you know, you can prevent statuses while you're in your tanks, and you know, there's a lot of battles to be had in your tanks. You know, you have weight to worry about, and you have, you know, shells and ammunition for your tank to worry about. Like, we're not prepared for this battle at all. I don't have any. This was taken after the last battle, and yeah, I didn't restock or anything. It's pretty light on story. It's just pretty much you going around hunting wanted monsters. There is some story, but you really don't get the story until the end, and that's pretty much what happens in like all the Dragon Quest and stuff like that. You know, it starts off with, hey, I'm gonna go do this, and then, hey, here's the story that kind of, you know, blossoms where, you know, but you end up saving the world, which is probably 99% of RPGs at any age. I do have one problem with the game, and it's all encompassing, is that this game is very unbalanced. Very unbalanced. And I can write down each individual issue, but it doesn't kind of do it justice. Of it all boils down to it's not balanced properly. So, for example, there are enemies in the final dungeon that don't give me anywhere near as much of experience as some in, like, one of the earlier dungeons. There's a virus bat, and that virus bat, you know, gives like 1,500 experience per kill, and they come in, you know, groups of 2 to 4. And there's things that you know, you can kill 9, you know, splitting enemies, and they may give you, you know, 3,000, or I can go kill this thing for 2,000. you know, I can't blame the kind of Nintendo misinformation where you're supposed to kind of wander around. That was Nintendo, you know, in early games, like especially early RPGs, like you know you need to wander around. If you've never played Sword of Vermilion, looking for the maps to areas, that's what this is. You know, like, hey, you have to kind of just wander around, and these enemies crushed me, so oh well. But even kind of the last boss, and I won't talk about the specifics, but my tanks were not destroyed. The only way apparently we were going to lose is if we ran out of ammo. Because Dudette, bad name that they chose for this person, Dudette's tank broke. She was, you know, she got expelled from her tank because it was too damaged, and then she died. But Red and what's his name? Red and Nikki stay in their tank. Our tank's getting, you know, suffering massive amounts of damage. And at a certain point, it's like we're just invincible. Like you can't destroy us because you just can't destroy our tank for some reason. Now, I didn't go super deep into the customization, and it's just like, yeah, we're just pretty much indestructible by the final boss, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And there's some enemies like I think it's Ramel's Ghost. The moment you disable his main cannon, he's worthless. You know, he only has one form of attack, and the moment you disable that, it's gone. And he's worth like 160,000 gold. He's worth an obscene amount of gold that you can just, you know, disable his cannon and then just kind of take your time DPSing him down. And that's another thing. A lot of enemies' hit points are very unbalanced. There's some enemies who, you know, you can kill, like Ramel's Ghost. He doesn't have a lot of hit points. He's worth a lot of money. But there's another one like Muscle Man, another one of monster. Super difficult to kill at the time because he has so much defense and so, you know, so high of HP. But even through all of that and the no auto retarget, which is the great flaw of the early Nintendo games, I still enjoyed this game. I still, you know, enjoyed fighting the tanks, developing the tanks, you know, wandering around killing monsters, kind of enjoying this post-apocalyptic world. The bad news is I don't recommend this one from RPG class. I'm currently playing Metal Max Returns, and not to give too much away, it is a much more balanced game. So I enjoyed this game. I love this game. But if it was going to make it to my RPG class, it would need a lot of work. And I just don't. Somebody would have to come in and give it a lot of love to fix all the balance issues. I mean, there's just too many to name. And again, that happened with a lot of the NES games where I don't know if there was not a QA department or what, but there's just too many flaws for me to overlook. Even though I seriously do enjoy this game. So I'm gonna end that there. Thank you guys for listening to me butcher the English language. Hope you all have a great time playing some video games. See ya.